Hey, everybody, welcome to Matt Men, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm Andrew Zarian. I'm joined by the one, the only, the Stanger himself, Rich Tambolian.
It's Stang. What's going on, guys? How
are
you, Andrew?
I love that shirt.
I love this shirt, too. I get stopped multiple times for this shirt because it's always like, hey, cool shirt. And then the person will run back to me and be like, that doesn't say Sting. And that's not Sting. What's up with that? And then I have to, explain it, but it's very comfortable.
Yeah, the explanation part is the worst part.
Yeah. And it's Heath Slater wearing Sting makeup.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to say? Boy, a lot to talk about today. We got a nice group of people here joining us. I appreciate all of your support throughout the year. We're winding down the year here. We only have a couple more shows. I think the next 2 weeks is the best of and the worst of, and then the prediction show, and we have the award ceremony that MG's working on. MG, how far along are we? This is one of the only times you guys are going to hear him.
So I kind of said this before the show started. We're thinking about doing a nomination special this week. I'm leaning towards Sunday, but I don't know. And then because I like to wait till after Final Battle because there's usually one more banger that I want to add in. So when that show's done, then we'll go from there, and
okay, I'll
go run through all the nominations. Probably similar to what we did last year. Some of the names might change. Of the award. How the awards are set up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
What we'll do.
Love it. Looking forward to it. We also, Rich and I are talking about a dirty episode of Matt Men After Dark making a return.
Oh, yeah.
That's something that we're on. Times have changed.
Yes.
And some of those episodes were so much fun. And we're gonna bring it back. We'll do something, be a little bit more tame. I'm a changed man. I'm a grown-up man, guys.
We got to do the call-ins again. We got to do the horny call-ins.
I have some ideas.
I got accused of being a journalist.
Of what we can do.
It's true. General anesthesiologist.
I, as you guys know, I am a general anesthesiologist. As you guys know.
He's an MD.
Yeah. It took me 3 weeks. Isn't that amazing?
I know. What was it? The University of Akron or something? University of Phoenix?
That was the one. Yeah, that's the one.
Hogwarts.
The University of Hogwarts. That's what I went.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a lot to talk about today. I wish I had opened my notes here, but I didn't open my notes. But
zero notes.
Yeah. I have no notes here, so I got to find them. Rich, do you have the notes?
I do. I have them wide open right here, nice and wide open. Okay. Let's start. This is your weekly CM Punk update. I like that MG added that at the top there. So he appeared on SmackDown on Friday, ended his promo by saying he's going to finish his story and main event WrestleMania. Way better promo than he did last Monday. That return promo where he was like, I'm home, et cetera, et cetera. I left the oven on. That's why I'm back.
Is that what he said? I left the oven on.
I enjoyed the Friday promo, and then I really enjoyed the Monday night thing. And also he came out on NXT and did a selfie with Shawn Michaels, which I thought was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and for their PLE. Very fun stuff. Now, I guess we should go into the big story here. We'll come back to this now that I got my notes open, and MG's still continuing to complete the notes as we're doing this.
He's finishing his manifesto.
So, fascinating week, okay?
Yeah, very.
I'm going to say from the beginning, I'm very transparent about everything.
Yes.
Okay? Everybody that I speak to, regardless if you're from AEW or WWE or you're another journalist, I'm always transparent. I don't do this for profits. I don't do this for clout. If I could disappear one day, I will disappear one day. I tell Rich all the time, this show for Rich and I is therapy. This is something we love doing. We've made some amazing friends, 2 of them on this feed with us right now while we're doing the show. It is something that both of us, right? I'm going to speak for you a little bit here. We didn't think we would do this, 10, 12 years. This was something fun that we started about a decade ago, and we've continued doing it. This is a lot of fun. When it's not fun, what happens, Rich?
You go berserk.
I go berserk. At a night
you shut down. You go bananas. You yell at MG. You kind of yell at Jonathan, but not really. and then you yell at MG more.
Yeah.
And then it's like watching like a dad yell at his children.
But I do this because it's fun. That's the only reason why I'm even in this space, why I do it. I get a kick out of the fact that I host Wrestling Observer Live, considering that was something that propelled me into the crazy wrestling fandom that I have. This is my 16-year-old wants being fulfilled as a 40-year-old man.
Yeah.
Just how it works. With that said, allow me to do this and have fun. My DMs have been out of control, right? Accusations that I'm withholding information here, that I'm playing aside. You know, I it's the nuttiness was something else. But let's start off with the facts here. What do we know? What we know is that Dave on Tuesday tweeted. If you have that tweet, it would be great if somebody could pull that tweet up. I love that our producer just left his chair while we're doing this.
Which one? Good cop or bad cop?
The good cop. The good cop left. The bad cop is always here. The bad cop is undercover right now. What are you? What are you? I mean, he really looks like a fake cop, like trying to buy weed. That's literally what he's dressed as.
Is he 21 Jump Streeting right now?
He's 21 Jump Streeting right now. MG, what was Dave's exact tweet here? His audio.
There we go.
Off, of course it is. All right. Never mind. Never mind.
I love it. Right after that.
Being a baboon.
Right after that nice little speech you made about how, you know, the internet wrestling is supposed to be fun and all these dummies are coming after you. You know why they come after you? Because they don't watch this show. They hear you on Observer and then they see your name on the websites and then they go, I know all about this guy. Let me bother him. That's pretty much it.
I like, this show is fun. It's a comedy. Like, I do this because it's ridiculous. This is not the straightforward Observer Live that I do.
Oh,
okay,
very
so here it is. Okay, here's the tweet. I had to find it because two producers. Nobody could act fast.
I didn't know what I was looking for.
I know, and that is not your fault, Jonathan. That is not your fault.
You loved him in. You were like two producers useless.
All right, the tweet is this. Things are changing greatly. Let's just say things changed greatly when with Raw negotiations from a few weeks ago, and Punk is a huge part is a huge part of the selling point. Yeah. There is no falsehood there. Okay, Dave is 100%. Thank you.
Nice little avatar.
Thank you. That is, there's no lie here. This is all factual. I've heard this from multiple people. Now, here's where it gets muddied, right? People read this. And also Dave in the Observer brought it up, and Dave on his shows brought it up, that things have changed with the WBD positioning here regarding Raw. There was a conversation. Multiple people heard that a couple of weeks ago there was a meeting, and that's where we were, and nothing came of that meeting. Now, the story is that there was a meeting that happened in New York. PW Insiders reporting that there was a meeting that happened in New York on Monday. Tony claimed that he had a conversation with WBD on Tuesday, and things were fine. Without revealing sources, I have some ties to that company.
Right.
On a corporate level, right?
Right.
Couple really good friends. Couple people I've met. I have connections in media in numerous ways. I don't claim I know everything. I just know what is said to me. And for the first time, I reached out to almost everyone that I know. You can pull the lower third down. I reached out to, I pretended I'm a Dave Meltzer, and I pretended I'm a Sean Ross Sapp. I called, and I did my due diligence, trying to get an answer here. There was no straight answer. Okay? This is, if you are going to quote me, if this is going to run, the answer is no one really knows.
Yeah.
And I know it's not sensational. I can't sell a tweet with that. I can't have a tweet go go berserk and go viral. I can't have my article go viral. And I'm not accusing anybody of doing that, okay? I think what ends up happening is the expectation of things gets blown up, and it puts pressure on people to write things and kind of fill in holes.
Yep.
I don't want to do that. I think what Dave said was exactly what he had heard. And I heard, without it coming from a talent or speculation or someone reading an article and then trying to put it together and asking around and speculating on, I will tell you that there is not one person that I spoke to that is connected to WBD and that is connected to WWE, because a lot of people assume that this was coming from the WWE side, or even AEW. I spoke to people within that company. Not one person said to me, oh yeah, this is what's happening. So that goes down two avenues, right? Now we're at the fork in the road. One, it could mean that this is a nothing story that got blown out of proportion and, the internet got a hold of it and it ran rampant. Or this was very tight-lipped. And whatever this conversation was that happened is amongst the people in that room, and nobody has said a word. I reached out to WWE officials. I could not get even a quote. They didn't even go near it. They didn't say anything. It was hands in the air. I don't know. I would think, based on habits, again, either this is a very, very small group of people that know and they will not say a word, or this is really nothing. As far as AEW and their contract negotiations go, they do not have a deal for TV yet. Months ago, I said that there was a deal in place for Max. I still stand by that a deal is in place for Max. Whether or not it's getting activated, okay, today or tomorrow. By today or tomorrow, again, don't take me literally here, right? The next quarter or so, I don't know. A lot has changed. That is true. But I do know that a deal is in place or was in place. I don't want to, again, I put that tweet out yesterday, Rich, and I said, off the record is a new pinky swear for adults.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is this also. And again, I'm gonna be honest. I've been told, listen, I don't feel comfortable with you saying this, and I stand by that. I'm not going to go and burn a source. I'm not going to burn a friend, but I will tell you as much as I can. And a deal, other than that tweet by Dave, I never felt that AEW was in jeopardy of losing TV on Turner.
Yeah.
This week, I asked, dude, I'm telling you, you were in this muck from Tuesday on. If I reached out to 10 people, right, and that's a lot. Two is too much for me. I hear something and then I verify with another person from the other side and I get an answer. That's generally how I do it. But on something on this level, I knew Collision was happening and I knew everything that was happening with Collision, okay, before it was even a conversation.
Yeah.
Punk's return, I had. Again, I'm not gloating. I'm just saying how the series of information here is very limited. And I don't think, a lot of people are like, well, Dave doesn't know. I'm like, Dave knows a lot. I talk to Dave almost daily. Dave's on vacation also right now. He's in Hawaii. So obviously some of the information he's going to get is going to be slow. Sean has not been able to verify this, and we know the connections that Sean has at Fightful. NXT moving to Tuesday. When I did not comment on this, because I only comment if I know something, and I've asked, and according to everybody, they have not heard anything about this that I've asked. Now, do I have every source? No, I'm sure somebody is going to say something. I did have one person, but it was all speculation, and it came off very anti-AEW. the person that told me certain things. So I'm not going to report that because I think it's just personal bias playing a part in something. Is this bad for AEW if Raw is on Warner? Yeah. It's terrible. Are they dead? Probably not. Is it terrible? Absolutely. Some of the other issues here, when it comes to Max, again, I'm filling in the blank with this one based on really good conversations. You know, we don't know, like, the pay-per-view structure, right? A lot of this is financial. We saw Brandon Thurston did a great job of WrestleNomics. I know, Rich, I'm so sorry I'm boring you.
No.
With numbers.
You are totally fine.
I'm sorry. I'm just
listening.
hijacking this part and we'll get to the fun stuff.
Here come the numbers.
Oh, that's my power. I just zap
You
people.
sent me the numbers this morning. I almost went back to bed.
Brandon Thurston did a unbelievable breakdown of AEW's finances at WrestleNomics. You know, again, this is him compiling it. Could he be off a little bit? Sure, I'm sure. But Brandon is... I mean, between him for this stuff and ratings and WrestleTix, like if you're a numbers guy, like you like this stuff like me, the business side, like these are the guys that you really should follow. Brandon did a great job at breaking it down. The revenue that they generate from pay-per-view buys alone was tremendous. I think it was 34 million. Was it 34 million or 20? Whatever it was.
That, yeah.
Something. I don't have the exact number on me. If MG is not going to, if he's going to plan to produce the show, he can maybe find that tweet that I sent earlier today, or that text message I sent earlier today. I mean, those numbers are pretty indicative of good business.
Yeah.
For a 4-year-old company to net $150 million gross, it's not pure profits, right? It's net revenue, or was it net revenue? Yeah, it is net revenue. Or no, maybe it was not. It was gross revenue. I don't know. I got to take a look.
It was net.
It was net, yeah. But, you could still be at a loss with all that net revenue, I'm sure. But
yeah, absolutely.
Listen, it's a startup. It's a 4-year-old startup, and they're making... I can't think of a wrestling company that generated that kind of revenue in a year.
Oh, yeah.
You have to applaud that. They are financially, they're doing well. I never felt, again, that they were at risk of losing their TV positioning. I think it's really coming down to figuring out the little stuff like pay-per-view and Max and streaming and next day and, just the little stuff like that. I mean, it's big stuff, but it's the little stuff.
Yeah.
I never once heard they were in jeopardy of losing that deal. 2 weeks ago, I had a very positive conversation with somebody from there on the WBD side. And listen, some things are just a waiting game. Now, I will say one thing that I do know that is that NBA rights, and other people have reported this, is playing a huge part in this. NBC's in the mix for this. Obviously, Turner's in the mix for this. That is really the priority here as to who gets NBA. And then everything else will trickle after that. If they get NBA, does this mean it's bad for WWE and Warner? I don't know, because I have no idea when and if those conversations actually happen. I can only go based on what I have read, like everybody else. But I think the sensationalism of all of this is kind of rolling the ball, and it's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Listen, man, it's a waiting game. And I know everybody wants an answer. There is no answer right now. There's logistics that have to be put in place, and we're going to go from there. I will take, I know that AEW is going to continue doing these pay-per-views right now. It's been very profitable for them. I don't think... Let me word this, okay? I don't think they're in danger of getting dropped, but, anything could change. Anything could happen. I don't know if anything. There's been no indication to me by anybody on the AEW side, the WWE side, and the Warner side that have indicated that this is this is happening. But again, we got to wait and see.
Right.
What do you think of this, Rich?
Listen, I do think AEW is doing well, and I think they will continue to do well. This could be a situation, which I'm going to relate it to in a very simple way. This could be a situation in which Conan O'Brien gets the Tonight Show, and then he doesn't get the Tonight Show and does his own thing, and
you know
it's
what?
completely
That's a great
separate and is
comparison.
very successful. You know, I don't think AEW is going anywhere. I think it's very dumb that people are like, "Oh, AEW canceled, no more business." Very far from the truth, you know?
You know, the other thing is the pay-per-views is something that's interesting here because Max still does not have functionality for a pay-per-view feature.
Right.
Okay? They just don't. Interesting.
And
I just
very
got a
serious.
message from somebody that's been very on top of this.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Are they making
let me see.
a general anesthesia appointment?
Yeah, pretty much. I messed up. I have someone scheduled to put them to sleep. I'm too busy here. I have to go to Long Island Jewish and start my shift soon. The message I just got is I've heard exactly what you're saying. So,
Yeah.
listen, I also saw that there were a lot of people speculating, Tony looked a little weird on that call, or he sounded off. I didn't really listen to the whole thing, but it's a Tuesday afternoon, and he has to deal with this nonsense now, you know?
Right.
I wouldn't be too happy about it either if right before my media call, this is what's happening. Essentially, what I'm saying is you got to wait and see. I don't know. I don't claim to know everything. I'm sure maybe whoever it was, Mike Johnson that put that PW Insider story out. I'm sure, he probably heard something. Dave heard something. Sean, again, his report is exactly like mine. Like a lot of the stuff, like one Bill Phil, Zasloff is a fan of his. Like, that's a story.
Yeah.
That was a promo. I don't think, as far as Raw goes, like I think the importance of CM Punk would be a plus for like FX, right? And it would be a plus for NBC to kind of maybe rethink if they want to let them go. Because now you just got a big star. And obviously he's moving the needle by about 300,000 viewers. How long does that work? I don't know. But we saw what happened in AEW. He was there. He did move it a couple 100,000 points, but it ended traumatically. And I don't believe that WBD is sitting there with WWE and saying like, oh, well, now that you got Punk, we want you. We had no interest in Monday Night Raw until CM Punk. You had this guy twice, and he burned you both times. How do you know he's not going to leave? And then what happens? Now you're stuck with a property that you're paying $400 million a year for. That number is speculative. No, I think it is. Isn't that the negotiation number? It's something absurd. Or $350 million, or whatever that number is that they're negotiating. The other thing that I cannot see, okay, and this was, I don't know who reported this. Somebody said that the story here is that Nick Khan is willing to take less in TV rights to kill the competition.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Khan has to answer to stockholders. The investors in this company, they are not looking at this as like, well, if we kill AEW. AEW has nothing to do with their day-to-day business. They don't care. All they care about is profits.
Right.
If Nick Khan is going to lose $100 million a year to burn AEW, that would be one of the worst moves he can make. And that would, you would have to rethink his position in that company. These guys don't think that way.
Right.
Could he? I don't know. Maybe, do they hate having competition that much? It's possible. I don't know, but I mean, I can't imagine someone to be like, I'm going to take less money just to screw you out of this. And hey, investors of my billions and billions of dollars worth of trades that happen, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Some of this is like, forget about storyline stuff. Like some of this is just business.
Exactly. Listen, CM Punk being there is strictly business, right? And that's an investment that's been paying off already. Anything that goes over the top of that is all business, you know?
Listen,
maybe there's a little...
I've met Nick Khan. You've met Nick.
Oh, yeah. Sweet guy.
Do you see this guy being like, you know what? You know what's a great business decision? I'm going to lose $500 million of TV rights revenue just to burn Tony.
Exactly.
No, you do what's best for your company, best for profits.
Right. It's not right. You can't. It's not eliminating the competition. I think the other way to look at it is they're not coddling the competition. You know, it's acknowledged, but if a move could be made, it's not anybody's fault in the corporate structure that the other guy loses out.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I know it's not fun. Like, it's not fun.
Yeah.
Like, what I'm reporting, what I'm saying is not going to get you clicks on your whatever blog. Listen, and I appreciate anytime you guys, some of these guys that publish my what we say on the show are unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they've helped my career. And I mean, career, right? We don't, whatever the hell this is.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, the clickbaitiness around this stuff, and these are high-level conversations. It's not, a producer in the back at a show sending you info on something that he did that was tremendous on TV and, like, giving you a little insight.
Right.
It's not, somebody calling, I'm throwing names, Sean or whoever, to motherfuck them.
Right, exactly.
This isn't the gossip, and these are high level conversations that are happening with some high level people. So, I guess with that said, also people lost their minds apparently about our image here, and they didn't see that what we're doing, that we're playing on the fact that this became so freaking clickbaity. This whole entire conversation about nobody knowing anything.
It was a very good image.
Listen, and I'm not, again, I do believe Dave's report, okay? I do believe Dave was told certain things, and I believe the same for Mike Johnson, and I believe the same for Sean and whoever else of the guys that generally get it right. I believe they were told certain things. But again, it's still set in uncertainty. Yeah. You think I did a good job with this one? You think it was a level-headed response?
Oh, fantastic response. You know what? I will give you credit. You always have a level-headed response. And that's it. You cleared it up. It was very informative.
Like, I think people need to, this is a whole separate rant, but I'm almost like, I don't want to fucking go on X anymore.
Yeah.
The crazies have taken over. Well, everybody's inability to have any sort of restraint with thought.
No, never. It's out the window. That's been out the window for a couple of years, man.
No. I know. It's been, but it seeped into like everything. Like, it's not about like someone's like, well, you made that image, and I said, dude, I do it for me. You think I'm doing this for anybody else? I found it hysterical what Jonathan made. Because it's exactly what's going on. Every clickbaity story about Tony Khan and Nick Khan and Triple H, it's so insane.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
And this is why they hate media. They hate wrestling media. Mm-hmm. They despise it because of this.
Yeah.
Eric Bischoff said something really true. He said how, and again, WCW had their issues, obviously. But he said, a lot of these guys don't follow wrestling, and they just go on Twitter and they, like, read this stuff. And if you read this, you would think, like, AEW's done.
Yeah.
It's over. Tony Khan is a raging lunatic, right? Nobody's talented. He's just French. That company is falling apart. It's not good. I watched a great Dynamite last night. I thought the match qualities were fantastic. But all I saw was, or not last night, I'm sorry, Wednesday. You know what I saw? Was that the Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho bad segment. That's all people were talking about.
Yeah.
Not the fact that Andrade has become such a muscle boy in his later years.
Oh, my God.
He's gigantic, and he's still moving like he did in Mexico.
We're conditioned to enjoy and enhance the negative instead of, proclaiming the positive. What I always think about in terms of wrestling fandom is wrestling fans hate wrestling, number one. Number two, what is the wrestling that you like in general, like everybody, that you're comparing this to that was better, right? Yeah. Like we always say the Attitude Era wasn't as great as people thought it was because apart from the top main event stuff, there was some pretty awful shit on
Terrible.
There, right?
Yeah, of course.
Did you go into the forums and say, I can't believe this happened on Raw. I can't believe the Juggalos are here. Like it was never that. It was
I can't believe Goldust wants to get a set of tits.
Right. It was always like, did you see that, Austin? And then the next day at school, it was reenacting the main event of Monday Night Raw. It was never like, I thought that third segment was a little off with Midian.
When Luna Vachon came out walking Goldust like a dog, it was it for me. It's over. Listen, I know that. Sorry, Rich, go ahead.
No, it's like everybody's got a voice now, and it's great. But listen, sometimes you got to shut your face.
Listen,
That's it.
I get it.
Shut up.
I get it. It's easy for me to listen, and also it's very easy for me to say this because I don't make money with this. But when it's your job and people are demanding an answer, you have to, you kind of feel the pressure, and I get it, and I feel it's difficult, especially when you don't have an answer.
Right.
That doesn't mean you're not a good journalist. I think Dave gets way too much shit. I think. Sean also. I think Nick Houseman gets too much shit. That's unfair sometimes. Mm-hmm. They focus in on one tweet. I could respect someone. I could say that they're one of the best at what they do, but I could also not have to agree with every aspect of their reporting. And I could also say, listen, I'm not going to name names, but there are certain people that put out stuff regularly, and I know the answer to what they're writing, and it's not what they wrote.
Right. Exactly.
It's you do your best. And in a 24-hour news cycle, when everything matters about the clicks and when you post it and if you're first, you're going to get it wrong. I have the luxury of waiting.
Right. I want to talk about this one comment that just popped up. And we'll get to the questions and everything. Thank you all for the super chats.
Yeah, love it.
Love it.
We're going to continue this conversation today.
Yeah, James says, I deleted my Twitter account a month or so ago, and my enjoyment of wrestling went through the roof.
I bet.
Great. Yeah, I'm sure it did, because you open that app, you open any app, and then you're like, you see like how much people hate on everything. Like you were saying, that Jericho Kenny thing, you would have thought that was the entire show. That was the entire Dynamite, and people were just poo-pooing on it. Also, side note, we got a $1.99 here from Batcher 3000. Happy Friday, my stanks.
Ooh, I like that.
All right,
but so we gotta wait, guys.
Please, patience.
Is there any truth to it? Yes, there is truth to it. What does it mean? Nobody has an answer.
Right. Listen, if you want to put it in the wrestling parlance, you could say it's long-term storytelling.
It's long-term storytelling. We're going to get back to this. We're going to do the Q&A at the end of the show. If you want to submit it, you can submit a super chat. There I go asking for money. But you know where it goes? It goes to these lunatics that produce the shows. It goes to hardware upgrades. MG's been drooling on his keyboard for 2 days, so I have to get another one.
What? And a muzzle.
And a muzzle. Yeah, he has to wear a muzzle. But if you want to super chat us, go right ahead. Your question will be set to the priority list, and we will do our best to answer it. I do have a hard out at one point, Let's find out what time my train leaves the
5 minutes.
station. Oh crap! I gotta go.
Hard out. 2 minutes.
I have to get on the 12:30.
Okay, let's
about
wrap it
an
up
hour.
at 12.
Yeah. So that what we're gonna do. We're gonna continue on with everything else, and then we're gonna come back to this. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Where do you want to go?
Where are we? Are we doing? Do you want to go into WWE? You want to go into Dynamite? What do you think?
Let's go
What are
into
you
Dynamite.
feeling?
Let's go
Going
into
to
Dynamite, and then we'll backtrack.
So we had some winters coming this week, their annual show, which has always been kind of cool. Opening promo, Samoa Joe, Adam Page, Roderick Strong, and the Kingdom. Joe blamed Hangman for attacking MJF last week based on the beer bottle at the scene. Roddy comes out and makes his case as to why he thinks MJF is the devil. Do you consider this good long-form storytelling, or are you over the devil thing?
Well, I know who it is, and I think I think it's good long-term storytelling.
It's Goldberg, isn't it?
It's
Just
Goldberg,
say it.
guys. It's Goldberg.
I wanted to add that in when you were talking before about stuff that you broke that you knew was going to happen. Goldberg was one of the big ones.
Did I tell you who it is?
Yeah, you told me it was Goldberg.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You said Gilberg.
Yeah, no. There you go. It was Gilbert. Yeah.
You did not. You did not send me that.
The devil
that note.
stuff. The devil stuff. I like.
Text me who it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ready?
Take a minute. I'm
Ready?
ready. I am ready. I'm waiting with bated breath.
Okay.
To see who this is. All right.
Yeah.
You didn't have to send me that picture.
Yeah. Sorry. It was. I know it's inappropriate.
But it's interesting how how much speculation this has garnered, which is, I think, what I like about the story. You know?
Yeah. I don't mind it. What I'm gonna say has no inkling on me knowing who it is. Okay.
Right.
It could be. It can't be. I will not. I swore I won't say anything. I don't want it to be Adam Cole. I don't want it to be Adam Cole at this point.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I think that's redundant.
I don't. I also not that I'm not saying that it's not. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be Jungle Boy either.
Yeah, no thanks.
Not saying that it's not.
His hair.
I like what they're doing currently. I like what they're doing currently with this. Yeah. I think it's, again, you need these intriguing stories. I think this is one that's clicking for me. I didn't like the bromance storyline, but I kind of like this, that, MJF is a target. He's banged up. He's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And Samoa Joe is his opponent. But he's trying to protect him because he wants MJF the best that he could be to beat him. That's a very believable thing for Samoa Joe to want. Because he's a guy with integrity. He's not this slimy heel that will, take the opportunity. He wants to face the man at his best.
He wants that combat.
Yeah. We're going to be there at World's End.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yep, and some of the matches that I've heard that are going to be on this, I'm happy about.
We're doing tuxedos and martinis, right?
Oh yeah, do we go like that? You want to go in tuxedos?
I think so. I think we do Gatsby men.
You want to get loaded at the Marriott next door on martinis and then just walk in? Just
saunter in, call everybody darling?
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Perfect. I'm
Hello, darling.
Into that. So into that. I like it. I like the masked men attacking. So now process of elimination, right? It's not Roderick Strong.
It's DDP.
It could be DDP. Ooh, is he stalking him? It's not Adam Page now because he got attacked.
Right.
Who else has gotten attacked by them? Max got attacked by them. I mean, a great swerve would be it's him and he comes out and he goes, "It's me. It's been me all along," and he does the Vince, "It's me, Austin" thing. Excalibur could scream son of a bitch on commentary. You know what? Would that be a disappointment? I don't know. I'd love it. I get a kick out of that.
I think there's very high expectations for this, and if they pull it off, the reveal is going to be very good.
Yeah. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. We got Hangman defeating Roddy Strong with the Kingdom. Giant Andrade defeating Brody
dude.
King in the
He's such a
Continental
beefcake.
Classic Blue League. You think he's jumping ship, Andrew?
I don't know, but dude, he looks incredible.
He's getting WWE big.
He's huge. And
Yeah.
listen, he's one of my favorites. He's been for a long time. Andrade's been a real favorite of mine. I love his look. Handsome. Look at that face. Hunter was right. You hid that face behind a mask the first half of your career. What are you, crazy?
Exactly.
Handsome guy, got that Latin charm, the hair, the biceps, the the striations.
Look at entrant number 10 in the Royal Rumble. That's what I'm going to say right now.
Is it Andrade?
Yeah, it's Andrade.
I will say I don't know. I don't know where he's going. I thought this match was great. I loved it. I love how much time they gave this match. I love how much time they gave the opener.
Yeah.
This was a really good match, and I think it highlighted Andrade tremendously, but it also highlighted Brody.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Brody's got a big future in the company. I love that dude. After that, we had the Golden Jets returning. Jericho and Kenny Omega challenging Ricky Starks and Big Bill for the tag titles at World's End. I think they're going to take those titles, and I think that's going to be a great match. Listen, not the best promo. Who cares? It's only like 1 week, you know?
Yeah.
And Kenny also was never known for his promos. Right? I think that's ridiculous.
It was not a good promo. Like the chemistry between the two is fascinatingly terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like the chemistry. I like them as adversaries. They're great. There's tremendous chemistry there, but them as a team, don't love it.
See, I disagree with you because I think they're just two guys from Winnipeg, and that's it. They just have the Canadian connection, and maybe that's how Canadians are when they're in the same room with each other.
They just get very uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's going to turn into like another adversarial thing at some point, you know? Kenny feuding with Jericho is good business.
Yeah, the feud is great. I thought the line was funny. I thought Kenny's line about Enzo was funny. I pop every time I hear him. I think he needs to come back. I think we need Enzo in AEW.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. Yeah. I just want him calling everybody a sloppy jalopy. There you go. I'm dropping bombs.
What's up, you sloppy jalopy?
The morning zoo edition of the show is kicking in.
Yeah,
Best
there we
thing
go.
I heard all show.
Yeah, thank you. I know.
He woke up. He woke up from his stupor.
Rio defeated Ruby Soho. Tony was on commentary. Tony Storm was on commentary. I'd like to see Tony Khan doing the Tony Storm gimmick. Now that's money.
That would be hysterical. I have a side question. Do you think, let's say if you were booking the show, right? If you were booking Dynamite, would you slowly start inserting Tony Khan as a character?
Yes, and can I tell you my storyline for Tony Khan entering in?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. I'm going to pitch this to somebody there.
Okay.
It's way better than my vampire character.
Is it
better than Bruno 87 as a vampire?
Is it better than me pitching Luchasaurus as a detective?
You know
with
what?
A trench coat and a fedora.
Too. That's a really good one too. But it's like a detective noir.
Oh yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
great.
He's on the case.
So Tony's in the back, and like he's rushing to something. Yeah, and RJ has a microphone, and they bump into each other. And guess what happens?
What happens?
Body swap.
They switch personalities. Ooh.
Body swap. But RJ he likes it. Like he knows he's in Tony's body, and he's like, "Oh, I like this. I feel power." And he ends up getting very Vincent Price-ish.
I would love that.
Okay. Go in the room. It's Tony, legs crossed, big cigarette, mustache.
Pleasure to see you.
Pleasure to see you. Danhausen is like his bodyguard.
That would be amazing.
And poor Tony in RJ's body. Nobody believes him. Nobody believes it's Tony Khan in his body. Everybody just thinks that Tony finally went cuckoo.
Let's make Dynamite more spooky. That's what would happen.
That is what would happen.
That is the number one search in New York.
That is the number one search in New York. Body swap. I had no idea what that was until you sent me that yesterday. And now that's every wrestling creative plan that I could think of is a body swap.
We had two. It's body swapping and also getting hit on the head and turning into somebody else, which is
the
almost
bonk on the head. The bonk on the head is always my how do you get Lana to stop doing the Russian accent? It was the bonk on the head.
The bonk on the head should be used in wrestling more. And if anybody out there is listening, that's a free one for you.
Yeah. No, nobody likes it. Nobody likes the
bonk on the head.
Nobody likes that RJ and Tony swap. They body swap. Whatever. You guys are fools.
Come on. Watch that happen. I'm
gonna call Will Washington and tell him.
Mm-hmm. Boy, you're gonna call him like that scene in Back to the Future? Have I got the idea for you?
So listen, RJ City and Tony, they bump into each other and they body swap. It's a Freaky Friday episode of Dynamite.
I'd love to see that. But then it doesn't stop there. There's like some kind of body swapping plague going on where like Samoa Joe and Darby Allin switch bodies somehow.
Hey, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Can you take the lead for a second?
Yeah.
All right.
What's the matter? You got to run out. All right.
Take that as a yes.
We had Roosh defeating Jay Lethal in the Continental Classic. Jay Lethal with 0 points. Is that for the whole tournament? He has not won a single match, right?
Correct. That is correct.
You had Switchblade Jay White, 9 points, defeating Mark Briscoe, also 0 points in the Gold League. Moxley I think Moxley's in the lead, right? For the Gold League?
Yeah.
12 points.
Yeah, and
defeating
that was a
Swerve.
match.
Great match. They did an overrun and teased a time limit draw. And then in the parking lot, Hangman was attacked by 4 of the Devil's henchmen. The Devil gets out of a car, nods, and 2 of the men chokeslam Page through the window. Welcome back, Andrew. We just ran through the rest of Dynamite.
Through the glass of the window.
Through the glass of the window.
Yeah.
Through the car. Straight through the car. And tonight on Rampage, you're getting AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy, Ross, and Marshall Von Erich in 6-man tag team action. That's right. The Von Erichs also showed up on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
They gave them about a minute, right?
They gave them about a minute, but they're wrestling on Fridays, so they still wrestled in Texas.
Let me ask you something. I
Yeah.
put this out there to the group chat, and nobody responded. I'll admit it, hot take, never a Von Erichs guy, always more of a Freebird guy.
Okay. You were not into the Texas Tornado.
I was not into the lifelong wrestling fan. Maybe it was too Southern for me. I bet you MG was a giant Von Erich fan.
I was.
Yeah,
Actually,
of course he was.
Believe it or not.
Yeah. And he's also a Freebird. He was a Freebird fan too.
He was a Freebird fan.
He was a Freebird fan. He had the gear and everything. He had the gear. He would come out in the Freebird outfit. He would do this. Everybody at the bar, that biker bar he hung out in. Every car had the Confederate flag on it, though. I don't know what the hell is going on there.
I would love to see MG dressed as Michael P.S. Hayes.
Dude. You know what,
MG?
dude?
You have to pick one. You have to be.
I'll buy you a
P.S.
pimp
Hayes.
outfit. Can I get you a 70s pimp outfit? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna order it.
Don't forget the fanny pack.
Yeah.
You have to wear it.
All right. That'll be his
the only 2 outfit options MG has is Michael P.S. Hayes with you and I as Matt and Jeff Hardy.
Okay.
Or MG as Lita with the thong up and you and I as Matt and Jeff Hardy.
That's the one.
He has to be Lita.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Next time we go to Chicago for a wrestling show and MG's there, MG, you have to be Lita, please.
Oh.
And dye your hair red.
Yeah, please. Thank you. All right. What else do we have?
Let's see. We got Collision tomorrow. Big Boy, Andrade El Idolo versus Claudio. Eddie Kingston versus Danny Garcia. And Danielson versus Brody King. That's a banger of a show right there.
So Brody lost.
Yeah.
So interesting to see. This looks great. This is Kingston's return, I guess. I would say Kingston wins. What is the brackets? Do we have it right now?
I don't have the brackets, but I have at the bottom. I have the totals. The totals for
yeah.
It would be interesting if Andrade gets screwed by Miro, and that's the match at the pay-per-view. And then, where are the points? Here we go at the bottom, right?
Mox is in the lead big time. 12 points.
12 points. Swerve with 9. We'll go back to this because Swerve and Moxley had a banger of a match. They had a 5-minute overrun. And fantastic match. Mox took it. A lot of people thought this would be a tie for 1 point, and it wasn't. Moxley, 12 points. Yeah. I'm not mad by it.
No, not at all. And then you got Swerve and Switchblade at 9, Roosh at 6, and Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe at 0 with no wins.
Yeah. On the Blue League, you got Andrade with 9 points. Interesting how he beat Danielson last week. I thought that was a good move. Brody King, Danielson 6 points, Claudio, Eddie Kingston 3, and Daniel Garcia, zilch.
I wouldn't mind it if it came down to Andrade versus Moxley.
So let's see. If you had so Mox 9 points. So what do we have here? Mox Switchblade. So we're gonna get Mox Switchblade on Dynamite, Roosh Swerve on Dynamite, and Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal. I would say Mark Briscoe takes it. I would say. Actually, let me go to Collision. I'm gonna say Andrade wins. I'm going to say Kingston wins. I'm going to say Danielson wins.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go Mox, Swerve, and Mark Briscoe.
Okay. I think Mox is going to win it all, to be honest with you. And it's going to come down to him and Danielson or him and Andrade.
I don't think it should be Swerve.
I don't think it should be Swerve either. I think it should be Moxley. Because him with all those belts and his history with Japan makes sense. Like if he's defending that title in Japan, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
And then that's another feud between him and Eddie that could happen.
Yeah. We'll see. ROH Final Battle tonight. This show was the mysterious AEW Running New York show.
Right.
So what had happened initially was that I was told that AEW was running New York end of December. And I was given the date of, it's so interesting how like things muddy up, right? Like this is a great example of this. I was told they're running New York. And then I was told it's Ring of Honor. And then the story became, well, it could be the Hammerstein for Ring of Honor. But in reality, it was the Nassau Coliseum for AEW.
Right.
I was able to confirm that with calling somebody at the Coliseum and being like, hey, are you guys, is AEW running the Saturday 30th? Hold on.
They were like,
yep.
Yep, no problem. That was it. Easy as that.
Yep. It was the easiest confirmation. You know what it was? The Arthur Ashe one was the easiest one.
Oh, yeah.
So one of my shithead friends called me. You will not believe this. In a tennis stadium? In September? Wrestling? Word for word what he said. Yeah. It was Uncle Bob. Uncle Bob is the one that told me. Isn't that something?
I love Uncle Bob.
Everybody loves Uncle Bob.
Do you want to go into the final battle card?
Yeah. Run it down.
So we got women's champion Athena defends against Billy Starks. Let's run it down and then say who wins and if it's going to be good. You ready?
Yeah.
Athena versus Billy Starks. I think Billy Starks wins.
Okay.
What about you? Who takes it?
I'm going to go with Athena.
Okay. Pure champion Wheeler Yuta defends against Tom Lawler. I think they still need to make Wheeler Yuta Steve Blackman's son. I think Yuta retains.
That's great. I like that so much.
Can you pitch that?
You know what? I'm gonna call Tony personally and tell him that. I think you need to bring Blackman back, and he's Yuta's father.
Which Tony? French Tony or regular Tony?
Just a guy named Tony. I don't know.
Calling all Tonys.
Tony. I'm calling all Tonys.
Survival of the Fittest 6-way elimination match to crown the new World Television Champion. To bring you guys up to speed, Samoa Joe abandoned that belt. So you have Dalton Castle, Commander, Lee Moriarty, Lee Johnson, Kyle Fletcher, and a Turnbuckle Dan. I think whoever the Turnbuckle Dan is going to win.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah. AAA Mega Champion Hijo del Vikingo defends against Black Taurus. Black Taurus. ROH 6-man tag team champions Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony defend against TMDK. I kind of want that to stand for Too Much Don't Care. Too Much Don't Care. I think the Gates of Agony guys are going to retain. An I Quit match, Ethan Page versus Tony Nese. It's going to be fun.
Okay.
You also have Mox, Claudio, and Danielson versus FTR and Mark Briscoe. That, I think, is going to be match of the night. That's probably worth the price of admission.
Yeah. I got, there's no world title match on this, so.
Well, the main event is the women's title. They've already announced.
Yeah, the women's. I mean, I'm saying the men's side, the men's world title. There's no men's world title. This match is
it's
fascinating.
in that tournament. That's why.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The Von Erichs, Marshall, and Ross.
Mm-hmm.
Russ.
With
Kevin Von Erich on the outside versus the Outrunners, Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum. This is the match I want to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's on the pre-show. I believe this is the pre-show.
Yeah,
match.
I don't care about that. Like, this is the match for me.
I do
the
love
Von
the
Erichs versus a
great,
cartoon 80s tag team. Hell yeah.
Now, do they come out with well, they can't come out with PSAs, right? Like, if they want to do like some kind of like nod to the Freebirds, Michael Hayes is locked up in WWE.
Stranglehold.
Could they do
Stranglehold?
No. I meant on the ring with them. Is Jammin' Jimmy Garvin still alive?
Yeah, but
have him come out with the Outrunners.
Somebody should come out with them for sure.
Yeah.
All right. And let me do some housekeeping here, and we'll do our Q&As. We're doing a UFC watch-along with Matt Ryan and MG Saturday night for UFC 296. You can join me on Sunday for Wrestling Observer Live. I might have some more information about what's going on then. By then, maybe. Who knows? And MG's working on the show awards. He may do a special stream on Sunday night, and we just passed 7,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Fantastic.
Yeah,
fun stuff.
Tell everybody about the show. We need more subscribers.
Yeah, tell everybody about the show. All right. Here's what we're going to do. Q&A time. Get your questions ready. Submit them in the chat. We will do our best to answer whatever we can.
All right, Jonathan, let's hit up those super chats, and I will read the questions.
Everything's loaded up in the queue. You ready?
I'm ready.
Mm-hmm. All right.
This is from Tony Baloney. If you are WBD, wouldn't it make sense to listen to what WWE are asking for in their deal just for due diligence? Thanks, Tony.
Yeah. I would say they would be dumb not to. Why would you? Why would you shut the door? If Nick Khan wants to have a meeting, why would you say no? Of course you're going to have that meeting. There's so many different arms to that endeavor, possibility where you could, I just feel like, a meeting, I take meetings all the time. Doesn't mean I'm doing anything. Or it means I'm doing something. But you would be dumb to say no.
Right. This is from Glick Foley. Thanks. I like the Homer avatar. In my opinion, I think WWE and WBD are using each other. WWE is leveraging talks for higher bids elsewhere, while WBD is trying to drive down AEW's price. Interesting. What say you, Andrew?
Yes and no. I don't think WBD is trying to drive down AEW's price. I mean, I'm sure they a little bit, but I know a little piece to that I can't go into, but I do think it's definitely leverage. I definitely think it's, getting the conversation out there. I also think WWE right now with FX, I mean, they were the contender for a while. CM Punk did change this. So, I mean, again, it's not too far off that NBC says, F it. We're seeing the trend here. Let's just keep them again. That's also a possibility.
Yeah. All right. This is from Trust the Process. Thanks. Hypothetically speaking, if AEW left WBD, which other networks could maybe be potential suitors.
Not a lot of options.
No.
I know that there was a story somebody ran about Discovery getting AEW. I think that'd be terrible for AEW. Who's in the mix?
Yeah.
USA, but they're not. They're already in bed with WWE.
Right.
FX, you could go. I mean, FX, maybe. I don't know.
Right.
There's not too many options.
Yeah, it could be same old also at the end of the day.
It could be same old, same old. I know Showtime is out of the mix, right? Paramount. I mean, Showtime Sports is done, but Paramount might want to continue something.
Right.
FS1. I've never. I mean, I haven't heard any conversation, so I can't. I don't know. Like, I don't even know how to speculate. You know.
Yeah.
I haven't heard any real solid things. The only thing I know, FX really they're in the mix for this. NBC's not totally out, and this whole Warner thing is all new. And then Amazon, of course, everybody's talking about Amazon streaming rights, streaming for WWE. I mean, listen, if Amazon's throwing you $500 million or $450 million a year, then you probably will go down that path. But
right,
the ad revenue that you generate is not the same for streaming. The metrics on streaming is not the same. They will lose viewership. That will happen, and I don't know if that's a positive for them right now, but we don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, and listen, I always say don't discount the mouse.
Don't discount the mouse.
This is from Ryan94. Thanks. I love the avatar of Razor Ramon. After Brawl Out, you felt Punk wouldn't want history to reflect him as a catalyst for AEW's downfall? If AEW already reached their business peak, will you view Hangman promo as their finger poke of doom? Interesting.
The Hangman promo on Punk that caused the shift?
The workers' rights promo, I think, is what he's referring to.
Dude, I'm going to tell you something. I listened to that promo. I took nothing from it.
Yeah.
Like, when they did that promo, when he did it, I wasn't like, oh, my God, how could he say that?
Right, exactly. I think it was just a good worked shoot.
It was a good work, yeah.
Deal. It got the crowd riled up,
Yeah. I thought it was fine. I didn't find it to be this like, oh my God, this is the end.
No, never. And also, like,
or like, how dare he?
Right. We say we're a couple of WrestleDomuses, but you're not going to know. Like 20 years from now, maybe that was like the first indication of something. But who knows? It's not like people want this company to fail.
Was summer 1998, right?
Yeah.
Am I right there?
I think so.
WWE was not doing great stories summer 98.
Right.
It was that dead Undertaker feud that really that led into SummerSlam that nobody really cared about. Listen, I don't know. You could look back at 20 years and probably that's what people are going to say, but I don't think that was the truth. I think there was far more going on. I do believe that Punk did not want that to be his legacy. He did not want to be reflected as the catalyst for AEW's downfall.
Right.
I think it didn't work.
It's all business. Yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work out.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Maybe one day we'll know. Jonathan, can you hit up those other super chats, even though they're just comments? We're going a little out of order here. Happy Friday, my stanks. We'll come back to that one. This is from Trust the Process again. These WBD rumors throws cold water on the earlier speculation rumors that WBD owned equity in AEW.
I mean, it's rumors. So Tony's answer was very interesting during that scrum when he was asked about it. Yeah. I think his answer says more than anything else.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. This is from Mod Revolve. I still think the devil will be Billy Joel.
What's the matter with the clothes I'm wearing? Can't you see? No? You don't think so?
What's the matter with the Hangman page? It has to be wrestling related. This is from Glassdoor Gamer. Texas Tornado theme was a banger.
Dude, Texas, you know what's great? My father would tell me regularly when I was a kid, he goes, no, that's Ultimate Warrior with no face paint. No
Oh,
makeup.
interesting.
My father would gaslight me into telling me that that it's the same guy. Which
I mean, they
it
do,
kind of
they do look a lot alike.
Yeah, great body on both of those guys. Big body. I'm a big body guy. Everybody
you're
should
a
be
huge
jacked
body
to the
guy.
gills. Jacked to the gills. That's all I want to see.
Yeah, you just want big boys all the time, 24/7. Big boys versus big boys. I still want to pitch.
You know what I did yesterday?
Yeah.
I met up with a friend that we're not going to mention. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yesterday.
Fair enough. Yeah.
We're not going to mention this friend that knows things, and he's in the middle of telling me something very important, and I'm like, "Can I show you something?" I'm like, "Look at this," and I showed him a pic. I swear to God, I'm in my underwear.
Yeah.
Worked out. I'm sweaty. I'm like, I could be a wrestler. And he goes, can you not do that in public? That's what he said to me. He goes, we're in public. We're sitting in like a packed place. He's like, we're in public. What are you doing? I'm like, but don't I look good? He goes, you look great. You actually look fantastic. But what are we doing here? I'm like, I'm just gauging. I'm just trying to see what you think.
If you were put in an in-ring situation, would you just straight up leave after your first bump?
Yeah, probably.
would you?
I would fall apart.
You take your first bump and then go, is my hair okay? And then they go, no. And you're like, I'm done.
Yeah. Guys, Gino's vacuum is here. Don't worry, okay?
The wig falls off.
Dude, this thing is glued on. This one's glued on.
What's next, Jonathan? Ryan94. Is the Devil currently a signed AEW talent?
You could plead the fifth.
Can I? But would that give the answer?
I don't know the answer, so I'm just saying generally you could plead the fifth.
I would say kind of, but not really.
Yeah. I'm going to plead the fifth. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. Okay. That's here's my new thing. Okay. This is my New Year's resolution. I'm not going to ruin stuff if I remember not to.
Okay.
Sometimes I will.
Like this.
Sometimes
I
won't.
Slip out on Sunday. You might just blurt it out and be like, "Uh-oh, we got to erase this. We got to delete this."
Yeah, but Sunday I may slip out because I'm the worst at keeping secrets.
We might have
this is from Jay Haller. Who is the Devil? Only wrong answers. It's Brandy Rhodes.
Brandy Rhodes. That's the Devil.
That would be hysterical.
He's back.
That would also be hysterical.
And that's the crossover. And that's the crossover episode of AEW.
The real Forbidden Door.
The real Forbidden Door is that. Yeah.
Imagine if we all get worked. This guy has some kind of insane deal in place where he's like, listen, I still have to wrap up a couple of dates with Tony, and I'm the Devil.
Guys, I have Raw on right now. I don't know how my YouTube just went to Raw. It is so bright. My eyes hurt.
It's very bright. Raw is
so bright. It's so bright. Turn it down.
It's like Times Square. It's like Times Square at night, you know?
Yeah.
This is from Dylan Prata. You guys don't get to leave. I thought that was Jonathan for a second at the bottom there. You guys don't get to leave until you review Punk and Rollins' segment. Yeah, sure. Listen, that was awesome.
Yeah, dude, I loved it. That's what's on right now, actually. It's CM Punk on Raw.
Very good promo, and Rollins came out very well put together. You know, it made me very excited for the feud. You know, not so much like, oh, they're gonna redo Shield stuff, but like, it's cool that 10 years have passed, and this is the evolution of Rollins over the past 10 years versus this guy who, I guess storyline wise, is trying to make good with everybody. Like, he's doing like his Alcoholics Anonymous thing where he's just apologizing and
that's what he's doing. Yeah. He's on his
12-step program. Tour. Yeah, he's on his apology tour.
AEW. All right, what else do we have?
AEW is a packet. Where'd that go? Glassdoor Gamer. AEW as a package is better value than Raw.
It's only a better value if you are able to make the money back. It's only a better value if you're able to generate more ad revenue. It's only a better deal, better if AEW's cost doesn't reflect the amount that you're going to pay versus rights. It's a formula here. It's not. I would say keeping things the way they are would be beneficial for everybody, but they're in negotiations for things that I don't even know about. So, the cost for Raw is far more. than AEW, and you got to do the math, and you got to figure out how much of a loss you're going to operate at by having them.
Right.
Or if you are, you may turn it into profits. I don't know.
We already did this one, Jonathan. Yeah. What else we got here? This is from Mark AP. Is this WWE WBD meeting clearly not just an attempt for WWE to pressure on their other suitors, especially if WWE hasn't gotten what they want from Amazon or FX?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
That's a very common sense reason. I do find it interesting, though, that NBC said to Raw and they went with SmackDown. I find that interesting. And they got the network NBC. They have like special deal, right? A quarterly special. I found that interesting.
Yeah. That's from Brian Knight. Hashtag Ask Mattman, who signs Mercedes Moné in 2024?
I would have said it would have been Tony. And you know what's interesting? If she had not gotten hurt, it most likely would have been done by now. She would have been there. So, but now with WWE and Punk back and this whole new WWE scenario with Endeavor, I don't know. It's very possible she goes back.
I have been saying she's coming back to WWE for the last 2 years. Again, apology tour. Let me see what's out there. I think she would be the biggest thing to hit the AEW roster in a while, but I also think it's one of those she belongs in WWE before anything else. Surprise entrant in the Ladies Royal Rumble, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Why not?
Yeah. All right, what else we got? This is from David Claire Bennett. What's up, David? What type of contract is John Cena under? Is there anything that legally prevents him from realistically appearing on AEW programming, or is that just pure loyalty for WWE preventing this? It's a good question. He was at the Von Erich's movie premiere shaking hands with MJF.
He was, and a lot of people started speculating, well, he is part of the Warner family because he plays Judge Dredd.
When he also has that TV show.
It's like Judge Dredd. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That was the joke. What does he play?
Peacemaker.
Painmaker. Peacemaker, yeah.
Painmaker. He's the Painmaker. He's the devil. By the way, guys, you wanted the answer? It's John Cena.
It'd be great if it is him and they zoom out, he's wearing the jorts.
Oh, dude. I honestly, I love wacky wrestling shit, and I would lose my mind if they do, the close-up, it's the black t-shirt and the mask, and then all of a sudden the zoom out, and it's the jorts and Nikes. And then he just does this. This is all he does.
Yeah.
For 45 minutes.
Most devastating move. All right, what else?
Well, what's next? Let's do a couple more, and then Andrew's got to get out of here.
All right.
Noob and Co. Ask Mattman, which wrestlers at WWE, AEW, and TNA are interested in signing with 2024 around the corner? 1, Camille, TNA. 2, Natalia Markova, WWE. 3, Julia, WWE. 4, Madi Renkonski for WWE, and 5, Matt Cardona. I don't think Matt Cardona is going back to WWE anytime soon.
I think Matt's having fun doing what he's doing.
Yeah, he's having a great time.
Great
out there.
Julia is a good question. She's fantastic. I don't know where she goes. I think she'd be a great get for AEW, but also WWE would be able to package her into something tremendous.
I think if she has a solid NXT run and then a banging main roster debut, that's where you should go, right?
Yeah.
Listen, the writing is on the wall, and it's very interesting, where I feel like there's more than we know, obviously. There's always more than we know. But the signing of Pillman, Jade Cargill, and Punk in the short amount of time that we got is very interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like that makes talent think hey, maybe the grass is greener over there, and we've been lied to that it's this despicable workplace.
Yeah. And that.
All right, what do we got?
I think we can end on this one.
All right, last one? All right.
Yeah, this is a good one.
All right.
Hashtag Ask Mattman is from Brian Knight. Should Punk Rollins main event WrestleMania Night 2 instead of Night 1? I'm more hyped for this match than Cody Roman 2.
This is what I want. You ready?
Yeah.
Austin Punk Night 1.
Hey.
Good.
Hey, what does that mean?
Dwayne
Straight
and
edge.
Roman night 2.
That would be
And you put
unbelievable.
both of those guys to rest, then we will never talk about it again. We will never talk about Austin returning. That is the final match. We'll never talk about Dwayne returning. That will be his final match. We're all set. Yes, sir.
How upset would you be? This is how I feel like Dwayne is going to come back, and I'm kind of upset about it. But I imagine that moment at SummerSlam when we were there in Vegas where Becky just came out of nowhere. So here's how I imagine the booking. It leads up Cody Roman 2, and then all of a sudden they're about to start off. The Rock's music hits. Now, like Hardy.
Now it's a triple threat.
Now it's a triple threat.
I would hate it.
Yeah, no, I'd hate that too.
I would hate it.
I hate it too. But I'm just saying, I feel like that's what's going to happen. There's going to be no build up for The Rock there. Everyone's going to think it's done and over with, and then he's just going to pop up randomly.
Yeah.
I think also, you know what I'd like? I wouldn't like that, but I would like right after The Rock shows up, you hear like, and then
John Cena comes in. Now it's a four-way.
And it's a four-way. I would love that.
And then Punk's music hits.
Oh, forget
and then
it.
Austin's hits.
Oh, six-way.
Oh, it's like tables, ladders,
and
chairs.
You just hear a dong.
Oh, and there comes the Undertaker.
Motorcycle. American Badass. That night one would be awesome if CM Punk and Austin headlined it, because it gives Punk what he wanted, right? It gives the fans what they want. I think hearing both those guys' music will put everybody into like a fugue state, and it would just be a tremendous main event.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
No.
Just to kind of end this off.
Yeah, please.
Who do you guys think the Royal Rumble winners will be?
Okay. Is Punk in the Rumble?
I put
He
that in
is,
the
right?
WWE part, but we kind of
Punk's in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Punk wins.
That's where I'm. Okay.
Punk, I'm going
Who's
Punk
your
and
final
Cody
four?
do the schmaz.
Who's the final four? Oh, double clothesline eliminated out?
Double elimination, and then they go after their respective whatever it is.
And then Triple H comes down, slides in the
Yeah.
ring, tears a quad? Yeah.
Perfect. I'll give you my final four.
Give me your final four.
All right. It's going to be Randy.
Okay.
It's going to be Punk.
Okay.
It's going to be John Cena. And
He's
it's
not in
gonna
it.
be- And no, it's going to be Dewey. That's the final four.
That's your final four. Oh, that's your final.
I think you're on the money with Randy. It's going to be Randy, Punk, Cody, and LA Knight.
Oh, dude. Maybe, you know
Okay.
what? I'd
Yeah.
love to see
LA
LA
Knight.
Knight.
Good call.
I want to see
Yeah.
LA Knight and Punk.
It's going to happen.
And then Hogan's music hits. I saw you stealing my move, brother.
Brother, I'm back one
I-
last time.
I wish, like, I don't have access to Punk, but I really want to be like, hey, can you please keep doing the leg drop?
Oh my God. Keep doing the Hogans.
Do you
doing
think
the
Austin and LA Knight have a moment of what's back and forth?
Yes.
I think that could happen. Hey, Logan Paul.
Yeah. There you go.
Let me tell you, my girlfriend was so excited to see Logan Paul when we went to SmackDown. I was blown away. Like, she was like, this is the best part. This is all I'm here for.
And you know what? And
I
you know
was
what?
so
And a lot of
confused.
people in that building were there for that too.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
forget about listen, he's not I don't watch his stuff. Not that it's not good. I don't know. It's not my demo, but he's fantastic.
Yeah.
So good.
And then Logan Paul says, I need an opponent for WrestleMania, and that's when Hogan comes out.
Oh, my God.
Oh no.
Ketchup
Doomsday.
and mustard is back, brother.
All right. Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's go. All right, guys, that was fun. I hope I brought some sort of sanity to your life.
No.
No, probably
No,
not.
never.
All right.
No.
Peace out then. Goodbye. I'll see y'all next week.
Later, guys. Goodbye.